Alright, time for a JAX game. I will be playing against a Mordekaiser here, which is a pretty decent matchup for me, honestly. My ult's gonna give me quite the magic resist, and then also the E is gonna make things easier when he does ult me. So 1v1ing me for him should not be too ideal, especially because I also have lethal tempo, so once the fight starts to get going a little bit, it's gonna be quite bad for them. I'm actually gonna hold on to my ward. I'm playing JAX here. Still place the ward here to get the vision if he starts to cheese me or not. But I suppose holding the ward for JAX with like Q ward hops is pretty good. Also, another thing, 65% of people watching my videos aren't actually subscribed. That's not good. It's going in the wrong direction. Come on, man. Subscribing is free. Consider it if you want. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. It seems that they just hard AFK. Rip my leash. Oh, they're here. Right as you're about to get hit, use your E. This way you can kind of cancel the auto attack there, animation of it. The initial camp is not the quickest, but if you get a nice leash for it, it's okay. And they eventually ended up giving me a nice leash, but it's gonna cost them a little bit of lane pressure here, it seems. Just gonna go for a nice, quick Red Raptors Gromp. It is the best pathing on JAX for one very specific reason, and that is JAX's early ganks are actually very strong. So it is really good to just go for this clear, because it allows you to I mean, it's not the slowest of ways to do it, because you do have your E to speed it up a little bit, but this is going to give you a quick level 3, instantly opens you up for gank opportunities or an invade opportunity, because your 1v1 potential on this champion is really good. So making use of that is obviously pretty ideal. About to hit me. Okay, that's not great. He doesn't have TP either, actually. Even more rough. I could go for this top play probably. Ooh, Vex did end up getting a solo kill. That should die to burn. Let me just run up here. Okay, well, I mean, he is very low. There is a pretty big minion. Ooh, that's his death, actually. That tanking that turret shot is the end of him. Hello there. Stun him. Hit him with that. Beautiful stuff. Oh, no. Did he get the minion there? I think he may have. But yeah, right there. You see that early game opportunity. If it doesn't turn into an opportunity, by the way, for like any type of gank angle ever here, then you literally just do blue wolves, and then just you can do scuttle, you can whatever, maybe a gank opportunity comes up, then, you know, there's options. But that's basically the options you have. Like, what I like to do is this clear because of the early game possibilities for kills. Use the stun to get rid of this. Now you see here mid lane is an option now, so all we have to do is just walk in here potentially. Let's see if she goes for turret plates. Doesn't seem like it. I can probably just go top here. I have a feeling this Darius is going to play pretty aggressive, so I'm just gonna walk up and see if I can get him. I have to wait out his passive duration before I do something stupid. There it is. He should kite towards me like you're... The risk of this is him getting away, me flashing in there, but if I don't flash the stun there, there is a pretty high risk that the Mundo dies. Ideally in that situation, I would have liked to see the Mundo like loop around the backside here to get towards me, basically. That's what I was hoping for, but I mean, it's fine here. Take the recall here. We can really punish somebody with just JAX ganks, because the targeted CC you basically have is really strong. Early CDR boots into a Sheen. Gonna switch those. A Feud Market allows you to get those extra spikes. I really like the early CDR boots on JAX, because CDR is massive on this champion. And getting that early, like 20 from this is huge. Stack that with a potential blue that you could have is like 30 straight up. It's a lot of CDR. It's gonna allow for more hops with your Q, which is really good obviously, because that gives more mobility in fights, and then also more E cooldown. To one, speed up your jungle clear because that's your AoE damage source, but also the damage block in fights is really good as well. It's basically a combination of both. So right here we can just use the E and then finish most of the small ones off here in the camp. If I can maybe run for a bot play here. I feel like the Misfortune just warded the river, so my best gank opportunity is probably just going to be like actually just walk straight at them here. Have to Q to close the gap here. Bottom range, good. Works out. Pantheon went aggressive. I was able to follow up. Misfortune pathed herself up this way. So for me, I think this is warded. I can't check it, of course, but I think it is. We're going to see this real quick, actually, if it's warded or not. Nice. Actually got on range there. Yeah. This is really nice. With a nice auto attack range. He would have closed the distance. Couldn't unfortunately finish with E, but able to get in range. I'm actually just gonna recall here because I have a good amount of gold. I can just invest that. I'm not gonna... I could buy the X completely. Maybe I should, but I'm gonna get the ability haste here, actually. I like the... Like, again, I like the early ability haste. Stack that up. And, yeah. Perhaps I shouldn't have backed, because there was a pretty good likelihood of that happening, but then again, like... Illusion greeting for, like, turret plates is also not necessarily the best move. My best move here is to just go for this plant that's here, or at least I hope it's here, and then kill the Darius. Yep, he's dead. Ideally here I want to smite a minion as well to get rid of my smite cooldown. Holy, the stun there helped a lot, otherwise the Mundo would have been dead. I smite the minion there to get rid of my smite cooldown right away, so I don't have these 2 charges completely stacked the entire time. Suppose in this situation I could just go for this turret plate. Is he gonna... I was about to say, is he actually gonna die to that? I'm gonna make sure that this goes into the turret here. Please back. Just don't greet it. It's fine. All my camps here are up, so I definitely need to go for a clear rotation now. There is a good chance that for this top lane play, I lost my red buff, but that would be a respectable trade, so I wouldn't really mind that too much. If he did that, that would be okay. But I'm definitely going to go for my clear here. Just going to spawn in 40, not a big deal. You come to AoE camps, you can just use your E. Obviously not the best way to clear, but it will do enough to speed it up to a point where it's fine. Level 7, good, good. Oh, they actually got the Mordekaiser, not bad. As you can see, the tick on this is basically going the entire way now. Seeing as how neither of them has a red, my red should be here. The Mordekaiser didn't take it. That's good. Angles here. I mean, bot lane gank is possible. Mid lane gank seems the best out of all of them. So I'm probably just going to do that right now. Right. Okay. Hop over the Dragon Wall here. And I think the best angle is just going to be like right this way. Least likely to be warded, probably. Probably didn't have to flash for that. But it's okay. I saw it like I don't know. Flashing for it probably wasn't worth. I think I should have just gone and killed the Misfortune. Just saw the blood and saw nothing else. Wanted to kill, you know. Finish that off. Let's go mid here. It's interesting how Mordekaiser didn't ult him. Should be expecting an ult here, right? I mean, I'm gonna come in from behind now, so he's gonna have no choice. Really? I think that's way too risky. I really shouldn't do this. Okay. Holy! Oh my, you're kidding. I don't even know why I thought that, but I thought one of them was Vex. I didn't expect 2 of them. I thought the Vex was like right here alongside somebody else. So it's like, okay, I'm safe. And then I popped out and realized, wait a minute, those are 2 enemies. I'm just instantly dead. Damn, that's rough. Don't know if she flashed for me, but she definitely ignited. That's not good, man. I really thought one of them was Vex. I don't even know why I thought that, but I just did. So I was like, okay, I'm fine in this position. I can just stand here and chill. If I realized those were 2 enemies, I would have just instantly walked out, you know? I almost got out as well, but I think I got flashed on by the Aurelia there, so... Potential to be Rift Herald here. I don't know. We'll see. I could just do it. It's fine here, I think. It's going to be a pretty good Rift Herald. Mordekaiser versus bot lane anyway, so... I probably should just use this to break top turret, shouldn't I? I'm going to use this to get the gold out of top turret, I think. Actually, I'm going to go mid. I'll use it on mid turret because mid turret's better. And mid turret's going to get low enough current, like right now, for this to just kill the turret instantly. Yeah, this is the best move. You with red and blue trinket, by the way, you get a free reset on your trinket usage. But without that, you don't. So for the warding trinket, it's worthless to use it right now. This is actually, like, that's fine. They just did dragon, but that's not a big deal because we're also going to get the Rift Herald bounce on this turret now because of that. And they didn't react to it. Missed that. Not ideal. Kill her first. Focus the Aurelia. Good. Right there, lethal tempo is stacked, so we just basically execute him instantly. Good fear there. Very good fear there from the Vex. Nice, nice. Lethal tempo is still stacked. Like, as soon as that thing is stacked, you do so much damage. Plus, I also have my Trinity Force finish where they don't have a completed mythic item yet. So that puts me in quite the advantage as well. Use my Sheen procs here. Not gonna go for the turret here. Because the respawn timers are way too low. She has no mana, so she should just be walking away. If the respawn timers were longer, then I potentially would have done it. But because the respawn timers are so low, it's just not a thing. Let's go for my topside camps here. I'll be going for the cleaver, which is going to be quite soon, because I also have Futures Market, so that's good. And, yeah. Cleaver for the ability haste as well. Oh god. See if he chases. Doesn't seem like it, that's fine. I think chasing him there is a bad move because there's a very high likelihood Aurelia's behind him and more teammates as well. So for me to chase him there would be a bad move. I'm just gonna go top now. This plant should be here so I can just chase or follow this up really quickly. Focus on Misfortune first. I should be maxing my E-Sec. I don't know what I'm doing actually. I just briefed myself, didn't I? Yeah, the second I walked into the bleed from Darius, I think I just insta-killed myself. Yeah, it was not good. I would have been able to fight the Mordekaiser fairly comfortably as long as I didn't get hit by this. Because as you can see, this did like... I walked into it and it did like 600 damage to me. Actually, no, it's more like 500 something. 510, 515 damage. That's a lot of damage just from a Q. Like, as you can see, that's a third of my HP bar just because I got hit by that, which was really stupid. Should not be doing that ever again, basically. So that's my bad. I should have respected the Darius bleed passive in that situation. If I did, I would have been fine. Because fighting Mordekaiser after that would not have been that big of a deal with 600 extra HP, basically. Or 500 and whatever. Because as you saw, like, he was gonna die pretty quickly. It was just a matter of time there. But I had not enough HP to actually do it in this situation. In the future, I will respect the bleed block. Okay, team cleaned it up at least. It's kind of good. How much gold was I worth there? That's not too bad, I suppose. It's obviously not good, but I wasn't worth like 1,000, so it makes it a little bit better. So the Pantheon first. Flash out. Finish her off. I flash there for distance as well. Like, I flash out to, if she chases me with Q, which is probably what she's going to do anyway. If I flash for distance, she can't get, like, 3 free auto attacks on me, right? So, flashing for distance there. And even if she follows me, like, flashing for cooldowns, flashing for distance, so she doesn't actually just insta-kill me there. It's very, very good. Because I would have likely died if I didn't flash for distance on that one. She would have gotten, like, 3 or 4 extra auto attacks on me, and obviously that's not good. So, you know. Against that team, a Frozen Heart's an insanely overpowered item, so that's the one I'm going to go for next. And I could switch my boots for steel caps as well if I want to, because that's pretty good there as well. step back to not get hit by that BS. He ulted me. That's an interesting choice. I stepped back there, as you saw. Like, I took one step back because I had a feeling I was going to get Darius hooked. If I get Darius hooked, I actually get CC'd for a small duration, which allows him to, out of the hook, get a free Q on me with that champion. Because the Darius, like, hook knocks you back. It's like a slight knockback, a slight, like, CC in place type of deal. Where if he just steps back with a Q pretty much instantly, he gets a free Q on you. And that would not be too good in that situation. I think I could have died with that one. So that's why I stepped back and waited for that. Waited for like a Q jump on him instead. See this dragon currently as a tempting play. See the misfortune probably going to walk towards me here. This way, I'm guessing. Yep. Just knowledge about the positioning. It's a worth it trade. Lux for the Pantheon, because this means I get a free dragon. I mean, we're already snowballing on JAX. Like, as soon as you get fed on this champion, game's pretty much done at some point. Even if my team isn't doing too great. As long as I'm doing good, this champion will 1v9 carry the game in a lot of situations. Good. Now, this is going to be an insanely good back. Also, something to note here as well is I'm going to sell my boots for other boots. Because the more ability haste you get, the worse the stat becomes to stack up. Because at 106, I have 51%, right? If I sell these, I still have 46. So for the entire, like, 20 abilities, I only get 5. It's nothing. That's literally nothing. So it's not worth it to actually hold on to that. To hold on to your boots if you stack this much ability haste. But it's good for the early game ability haste. Because, like, an early stat's a very high ability cooldown amount. Basically. So for the early game, like, trying to rush your CDR boots is very good. Because it gives more mobility with your Qs. More ease and all that type of stuff. But when it scales up, when you have like Cleaver, when you have Trinity Force, all that stuff, you want to sell those boots because they're not worth anything anymore, basically. Double kill for Vex. Close the gap here. Who's almost up. Vex gets all the kills. That's fine, I suppose. Getting kind of body blocked by my Vex here, which is not ideal. I was actually kind of forced back several times. Like, yeah, whatever. Vex picks up a lot of kills. That's fine. I have a lot of kills already, so Vex getting a little bit fed there is obviously quite beneficial due to more strong members on my team. So that's not bad at all. Pretty happy she got all those kills, honestly. If I would have gotten those kills, it would have been okay, right? But it's not as good as just Vex getting them right now because I'm already extremely fed. And if I can share some of that wealth, I guess, with the teammates... Pretty good. Yo, can you please not take my blue buff as you are playing Mundo, my boy? Are you kidding me with this? Okay, he's giving it to me. What the? What are you doing? Are you serious right now? Why did you take my Grump? Why take the blue? If he was playing like any type of mana champion, that would have been fine. Like, it's like, okay, sure, you can take blue, I guess. He's not in a good position, so it still wouldn't have been good. But... if he's going to take one of my camps, I don't understand why he doesn't just take my Grump. Because it's pretty much worth the same money as blue and the same experience as well. Whereas the blue, like, he has no use for blue buff. Literally no. Oh, that's not good. So I'm a little bit confused as to why he just took blue from me. It's a little bit weird. But I guess it is what it is. They do have some magic damage, so I could consider a magic resist item here. Not gonna be... it wouldn't be terrible to have one. Also pretty melee heavy, I suppose, so... you're gonna have to ult me or you're dead here. Pantheon's now dead as well. I have my lethal tempo stacked. Man, I got minion blocked there, unfortunately. So it forces my flash there, sadly. Okay. Vex being... oh, Vex is actually back. I didn't realize she was already returned. That's good. See if I can get an angle on this misfortune, perhaps. Haha, she flashed. Nice. My Q cooldown wasn't going to be very long, so it's going to be a pretty good pretty good angle still, but... I'm actually going to just use this. Because I'm pretty much guaranteed to bounce on this turret. And the bounce on this turret's already really worth the Rift Herald because it breaks the base. And breaking the base is a very good thing to do. Suppose I should go check this guy's red buff in this situation. It's pretty likely to be up. Oh, Vex is starting to lose that pretty badly. Yep, that lethal tempo stacked. Good, good. Just use my ult for resistances and I should be okay here. Might have to put a torch on myself. Good, beautiful. Use my red smite there as well to make sure I do take reduced damage from the Pantheon. Ult up front for resistances. As you can see, this gives me a ton of resistances. 100 armor and 50 magic resist is absolutely massive. 33 seconds on Dragon. I think I'm just going to take the recall timing here. They're all quite melee heavy champions, so I'm going to get a lot of auto attacks off in this game, so my magic resist item of choice is going to be Wit's End here. If that wasn't the case, if they weren't so melee heavy, I would go Maw instead. So if they are, like, if my magic resist item of choice would be against, I don't know, like Syndra, you know, all those ranged heavy type of champions that like try to play from distance, Maw is better. So you're going to get less auto attacks on those overall. So the more auto attacks you can get off, the better Wit's End is. And if you don't, then don't go for Wit's End, go for the Maw instead. We can get the stopwatch with that in this situation. And the last item in this build is probably going to be a Guardian Angel, but I could also just go Death's Dance. But for the money that I had, stopwatch is by far the best buy, because it allows a lot of leeway in team fights. Gonna buy it regardless, but I think Death's Dance is probably gonna be my last option in this build. Just because of how good it is, really. I don't think he's gonna escape from this one. We just used the shield in the wrong direction. That must have been a misclick. It really wouldn't have mattered because he was gonna die anyway, but you know, obviously not ideal for him. Do this. Q is currently on a 4-second cooldown. That's very good. The W prepped. I can leap on anyone if I want to, if I have to. Mistakes made. It's just a matter of range there. Like, it doesn't really matter what else. Like, as soon as I get in range, it's kind of over for him. I'm gonna use my time here to hit the turret with some free hits while I can. I do still have to be very careful that I don't walk this into melee range. This is not an ideal situation. I think I just go for the turret here. This turret's definitely the best angle. Kill this quickly so I can then use this to go on Pantheon. Good. I'm being very careful here not to walk up too far to like dive into turrets, because we just wait for minion waves here and then we can finish this off pretty comfortably. No, I'm not going to take the death there, it's fine. But yeah, last item here, probably a Death's Dance, honestly, but can also be a GA, and we are good. That is it for JAX. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like button below, also with quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Alright, oh, and in the endgame stats here as well, I ended up doing 30.2k damage, which is a lot of damage. They really couldn't do too much. Like, basically, as soon as you start rolling with the JAX, at some point, like, it's very difficult for them to deal with you. Like, really difficult. Especially a team like this, where they're, like, basically, like, stacking a lot of auto-attack-based champions with, like, physical damage and stuff. You can just get that frozen art like I did, get the steel caps, and then the E just removes all auto attacks in the first place, and after that you're still going to be very hard to kill, so really not ideal for the enemy team, honestly. I got to pick JAX into this, basically, so if you can, then very, very good stuff there. Damage to objectives at 43k, obviously trying to, like, look for dragons, potentially, Rift Herald, that type of deal is just really good objective damage as junglers. Healing done at 8k, damage taken at 18.6. I'm guessing my self-mitigated damage must be a bit higher then. Oh, also 18.5 actually. I didn't take too much damage in the process, it seems. It's kind of good. Gold earned at 16.7k, and for the runes, a very good uptime on lethal tempo here. Triumph healed me for about 1800 with 600 bonus gold. Last stand for 700 damage and 2 futures market purchases, which is just some game tempo basically. So yeah,